Hello, good morning all. Today in this video we are going to discuss regarding how to create a calendar view in Odoo version 15. So currently in the screen you are seeing Odoo version 15 community edition where we are continuing our Odoo 15 development tutorial. So currently I have taken the appointments list view, and here we have already added a list view, then a form view and an activity view. So we already have learned how to create a tree view or a list view, and how to create a form view, and how to create an activity view in Odoo 15. So the point that we will be talking is about how to create a calendar view in Odoo 15. So if I go to CRM module and then to the my activities, here you can see a view of type calendar. So if I click on that, you can see the data will be represented in a calendar format. So if I switch to the previous month, that is April, you can see we have records based on the date field. So if I open this record, click on edit, you can see its date is expected closing is, or maybe create date. You can see we have a date field, and based on that date the record will be listed in the calendar. And here we have the options like filtration, etc. So let's see how we can add such a calendar view inside the hospital module for the appointments. So I'll go to the hospital module, then to the appointments, and I'll be adding a new view called calendar for the appointments. So let's see how we can do that. So I'll go to the pie chart, and here we have our custom module OM hospital. So let me close all the files, close all. So this is the OM hospital module, and if I go to the views folder, here we have appointment view.xml. So here you can see we already have defined this server action. We already have defined the activity view, then the tree view, and we have defined the form view. So we will be adding the calendar view inside this file. So what I'll do is that simply I'll copy a sample of this tree view. I'll copy this tree view, and I will define the calendar view over here. So here you can see, let me remove the tree tag, and I'll just copy a basic syntax, that is record, model name, model, and arc. So what we have to do, we have to start by changing its ID. So I'll give the ID as view hospital appointment calendar. Instead of tree, I'll give the name as calendar, and model should be ir.ui view, name hospital.appointment calendar. I'll give the name like that, hospital.appointment.calendar, and we have to define the calendar for the model hospital.appointment. So if I open appointment.py file, here you can see the model name is hospital.appointment, which I have given here. So we have simply created a very basic syntax. Now what we have to do, we have to define the calendar view. So in order to define the calendar, we have the key calendar, and inside this we will be defining the calendar view. So simply what I have done is I have created a very basic calendar view. Now what I will do, I'll go to the UI and I'll go to the CRM module itself. Then, or what I will do, I'll go to sales module. As usually we take samples from sales module. If you check the quotation also have the calendar view over here. I'll click on debugger button, and I'll click on edit view calendar, and I'll copy this code sample from here. So I'm taking a sample from sales module. So I'll click on copy, and I will paste it inside our code. Simply I'll paste it here, and I'll adjust the indentation. So I have adjusted indentation, and let me do one thing. Let me remove all those fields, and let me keep very basic things. Yep, simply I have just created very basic thing, and I'll name it as appointments. Instead of calendar string sale orders, I'll name it as string. I'll give appointments, then date start. So date start, we have to give a date field. So if I go to appointment.py file, we have a field called booking date to record the booking date of the patient. So simply I'll copy that booking date, and I will specify it here, that is date start and passing booking date, and here I'll specify patient ID. The patient ID is a field inside the appointment model. So simply I have done like this. So what I have done is date start. To the calendar we have an attribute called date start. To that attribute I have passed booking date, and I have added the patient ID field to the corresponding view. So we have just created very basic calendar now. Now what I have to do, I have to copy view name and I have to specify it in the corresponding action. So this is the action that returns this view. So along with tree, form and activity, I have to add calendar also. So I'll be adding calendar just before the activity. So I'll just add it here. So I have added the calendar view to the corresponding action, that is this menu will call this action, and to that action I have added calendar. Then this calendar view will be getting rendered. So let's upgrade the module and see what happens. So I'll go to the UI and let me upgrade OM hospital module. So from here I'll upgrade the OM hospital module. So you can see the module has been upgraded. Now if I come back to the appointments, you can see the calendar icon has been added, and if I click on that, you can see we are getting a calendar, and here you can see we have an appointment 𝐕𝐢𝐝𝐵 on Thursday 5, that is on, let me switch to month mode, and you can see on May 5 we have an appointment 𝐕𝐢𝐝𝐵. So if I click on open that, edit, you can see we have the booking date on 5th of May. And if I change this date, let me change it to May 10, and if I come back to the calendar view, you can see it has been moved to this date, that is on May 10. Now if I go back to the previous month, so this is currently on May 2022. If I need to go to April, I can simply click on here, and you can see we have got different appointments here, and you can see we have different modes like day mode, week mode, month mode and year mode. So this is the very basic calendar view. So let's discuss further attributes which is supported inside the calendar view. Now what I will do, currently if I come to the view, you can see by default which mode is coming. By default it is coming with week mode. Suppose if I need to get month mode as a default, you can simply add along with this, you can specify the mode equal to month. So by default the mode will be week, and you can set as per your need. Either you can specify mode equal to day, mode equal to month, or mode equal to year. So here I have specified mode equal to month, and let's upgrade and see the difference. So let me go to the apps menu and let me upgrade the module. So we have changed the mode to month, and if you refresh, you can see currently if you come to the appointments menu, you can see the default mode will be month. You can see default mode is coming as month, which we have done using mode equal to month. So if I go to here, you can see I have added some notes. So let me copy this, Control X, just not to forget the attributes available. So I have commented and added here date start. We have discussed date stop. So currently if you come to the calendar view, you can see this is draggable. You can see I have changed it to May 12, and if I need to put it on May 18th, I can drag and put it here. I can just drag and change the record to the date whichever I need. So there is one more attribute. If I click on control, if I click on edit view calendar, you can see we have specified date start. Similarly, we have one more attribute called date end, by which I can expand like this. So if I drag this, you can see this is not working currently. You can see it's going back even though I have dragged like this. This is because we don't have an end date. So once you need to specify that this appointment will start from this day and it will be ending on this day, we should have a attribute called date and or we should have an attribute called date delay in the model. So what I will do is that if you go to the appointment.py file, here you can see I have added a new field called duration in order to specify the duration of the appointment, and I have added the same field inside the corresponding form view. So if you check the form view, you can see I have added a field called duration. Now what I'll do, I'll simply add along with the calendar view. Here I will add date delay equal to duration. So I have added one more attribute called date delay equal to duration, and I'll copy these, and instead of upgrading, I'll click on edit view calendar and I will add it from here, edit, and I'll add date delay as duration. Now if you refresh, you can see we have got the calendar view, and if I drag this, it will stay there. And if I refresh, you can see it's getting length, and if I need to increase further, you can do it like this. And if you open this record, edit, you can see the duration is getting computed. So currently the duration is 240. So if I need to decrease the duration, currently it's 10 days, that's why 24 hour into 10, 240 hours. So if I need to decrease, I can do like this. So I have put into 2 days, and if you open, click on edit, you can see the duration has been changed to 48. That is, it is 2 days. 2 into 24 hours equal to 48 hours, which is computed to duration field, which we have specified with date delay equal to duration. So in order to have this functionality, either you should have date delay, a float field, or you should specify date and equal to which date field. So I hope you understood the working of date delay attribute. And if I go to here, so we have discussed date start, date stop, date delay. Now we have an attribute called color. So currently if you come here and if I refresh, you can see if I go to April, where we have a lot of appointments, all the appointments is coming in a common color. So let's assume where we have to classify the appointments with some criteria, like done appointments in green color or cancelled appointments in red color. So we should need some classification, then we can use the color attribute. So if I open any of appointment, you can see we have got state, that is we have got a state field, and let's assume we have to color the appointments based on the state. Then what we can do, come back to the calendar view, click on debugger button, edit view calendar, and here I will add one more attribute called color. Color equal to specify the field name based on which you need the color. So I have added color equal to states, and I'll copy because I have to add the same from the code also. So here I will add color equal to states, and let me click on save and let me refresh. And if I come back to April, where we have appointments, here you can see we got different color. So OP00 is coming in a somewhat dark orange color, and you can see the classification. So just add color equal to field name, then you can classify the records with different colors. So we have done that. Now I will move to next attribute called form view ID. So right now if you click on any of the date, so if I click on, let me come to May, and if I click on 18th, you can see we are getting a pop-up. So if I double click on that, or what I can say, yeah, so let's discuss about this. So currently if you click on any of the date, you will get a pop-up to enter the subject, and we can click on create. It will create an appointment on that date. If I click on edit, you can see an appointment has been created. So this is a default functionality. If I need to remove this functionality, that is if I don't need this quick create functionality, I can set quick add equal to false. So if you come here, you can see we have an attribute called quick add, and if you set quick add equal to false, this functionality will be removed from the calendar. So I have added quick add equal to false. So let me go to the apps menu and let me upgrade the module and see the difference. So the module is getting upgraded, and if I come back to the appointments and let me switch to the calendar view, and if I click on this, you can see that quick create pop-up is not coming. So if I click on 23, we are redirecting to the form view from where we can select the patient and create the appointment. So in order to remove the quick create functionality, just remove or just set quick add equal to false. So right now when I click on 25th of May, so if I click on 25th of May, you can see the booking date is coming as the selected date from the calendar. So if I select 28th, here you can see booking date will be passed to 28th. So this is controlled by the date start attribute. So here we have set date start as booking date. So on clicking that date, the value selected date will be passed to this field. So I hope you understood the working of date start, mode, date delay, calendar, and quick add. Now what I'll do, I need to add some filter over here. So here you can see we can see a calendar over here. So let's add some filters over here. So in order to get some filters, what you have to do is that edit view calendar and let me filter by status. Then you can add field name equal to state, then you can keep it as invisible equal to 1, then put filter equal to 1. So once you add filter equal to 1, it will be added over here and as a filter it will be available there. So I'll copy this, click on save, invalid view. So there is something wrong in which I have written invisible filter. So let me, not sure what is wrong. So let me check the existing sample from the sales module. So if I go to sales and then to the calendar view, and if I click on edit view calendar, it's filters, not filter, it's filters. So I have written it as filter, that's why we received error. So you can see we have to specify it as filters. Click on save, and if you refresh, you can see the filter has been added over here. You can see the draft records will be coming with this color, done records will be coming with this color, and cancelled records will be coming in red color. So if I switch back to April, and if I need to see only draft records, I can untick, and you can see we have only draft records. And if I need to get done, you can simply click on here, and if I need to get only done, I can untick. So we can filter the records by clicking this filtration option. Now let's add the filtration of the patients also. So I'll go back to the view calendar and I'll add patient ID. We already have added patient ID. So if you add filters equal to 1, let's see what happens for this field. Filters equal to 1, save, and if I refresh, you can see the patient filter has been added over here. Like you can see all the patient names is coming over here, patient filter, then status filter. Now we have successfully added the patient filter by adding filters equal to 1. Now if I need to get its image, the patient image over here, you have one more attribute called avatar field. So I'll copy this attribute avatar field, and if I add it over here, I'll go to edit view calendar, and if I add avatar field equal to, I need to specify which field. Avatar field is to specify to show an image. So if I go to the patient's model, so if I navigate to hospital, then to patient, here you can see we have got a field named image. So inside the patient model, I have an image field called image. So I have specified avatar field as image, and if I click on save and if I refresh, you can see the patient image is getting added here, and if I place the mouse over here, we can see an enlarged avatar of that patient. Now if I need to filter all, I can select it from here. That is, if I click on here, all the patients will be selected, and if I need to untick, I can untick and I'll select the patient only. So you can see only the appointments of this patient will be filtered. So as per your need, you can add your filters. Mostly in hospitals, we will not uh, add such a filter of patient. Instead, you can add a filter of your doctors according to your business model. So I have added the filtration of patients and status. Now what we will be doing, we will be going back to the pie chart, and let's see the other attributes we have. So we have the attributes like hide time. Let's discuss about hide time. So if I come back to the view, and if I click on any of the record, you can see currently a time is shown over here in the pop-up. On clicking any of the appointment, if I click on OP0015, you can see here time is coming. So if we need to hide this time, you can add hide time equal to true. So if I add hide time equal to true on save, the time will be hidden. So the view has been refreshed, and if I click on here, you can see the time has been invisible now. So if I click on here, you can see the time is still invisible. So if I come back to the edit view calendar, and if I remove this invisible attribute, so if I remove this invisible attribute, save, and if I refresh, you can see status will be shown over here. So in order to control the visibility over here, we are specifying the invisible. So currently I'm saying I don't need to show the status over here. Then you can put invisible attribute to the corresponding field. So invisible equal to 1. That's it. Now what we have to discuss, we have to discuss about this point, that is form view ID. So if I come back to the pie chart, sorry, if I come back to the UI, and if I click on this, and if you click on edit, you can see we are getting a form view. To in order to specify which form view we have to open, on clicking that record, we can use the form view ID. Let's take a case where we have multiple appointment form view, that is we have got multiple form view for the appointments. Then system should know which form I have to open, or there might be some use case where you have to open a particular form view. In that case, you can use this form view ID. So if you search inside the Odoo source code for form view ID equal to, inside the XML source XML codes, you can specify it like this. You can see this is gun view. Along with calendar, you can specify which form view you have to open. So what I will do, currently let me copy all the attributes that I have added from the UI, edit view calendar. So let me copy these things which I have added from the UI, and let me put it over here. So let me add it over here. Let me adjust the indentation. True, let me put in a capital letter, true. So this is the thing that we have added. Now what I'll do, I'll simply copy this form view ID key, and I will add here form view ID equal to, and we can specify the ID. So the syntax to specify the form view ID is %d, and inside this we have to specify which form view we have to show. So currently we have the form view ID, this view hospital appointment form, view hospital appointment form. So I'll copy this and put it here. To specify, I need to open this form view. So let's upgrade and see what happens now. So I have restarted the service, and if I go to the UI, and let me upgrade the module, so you can see the module is getting upgraded. And if you come back to the appointments, and if I click on that, you can see we are opening this view. So we can understand its functionality only if we have multiple form view. So just understand, if you need to specify which form view you have to open, you can specify form view ID equal to the ID of the view. So I think you understood this point. Then next point that we have to discuss is event open pop-up. So currently on clicking this record, we are redirecting. So if you double click on this, we are redirecting the form view. So instead of redirecting to the form view, if you need to get the details as a pop-up, you can set event open pop-up equal to true. So if you add event open pop-up equal to true, event open pop-up equal to true, so I'll copy these, or we will just upgrade. So I'll go here and I'll upgrade OM hospital module. So you can see the module has been upgraded. And if I come to the appointments, and if I switch to the calendar view, and if I click on this record, you can see it's showing as a pop-up. You can see in the back end, you can see the calendar, and the record is opened as a pop-up. That is the working of event open pop-up equal to true. So once we set like this, it will be popping up as a target new, similar to target new. You can see if you click on edit also, it will be open in the pop-up. In the back end, you can see the calendar, and you will be getting the details as pop-up. So I hope we have covered the points like date start, date stop, date delay, color, form view ID, event open pop-up, quick add, mode, other field, filter we have discussed, hide its filters, hide time we have discussed, and there is one point called event limit. So if I come to the appointment, and if I switch to the up May, here you can see in 25th of April, you can see we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and here you can see we have more than 10 appointments. And if we need to limit its display, that is we need to show only by default 3 records, then you can use the attribute event limit. So if I copy this event limit, you can just add like this, event limit equal to 5. So once you add event limit equal to 5, by default it will show only 5 records. So let me add edit view calendar, and let me add that attribute event limit equal to 5. I have added over here, save, refresh, and if I come to April, you can see it's by default showing 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will have a, if you add 5 it will show 4, if you add 3 it will show 2, it's like that, and by default it show 4 now, and you can see plus 7 more. So if I need to see, I can click on that and it will show. That's the working of event limit. So I hope you understood the working of calendar view in Odoo. So before winding up, one more thing. So let's try one more thing. So if I refresh the screen, and if I come to the May, so currently we have colored the field using edit view calendar, field using state field. Now if I need to color using patient ID, I can add color equal to patient ID, save, just see, refresh, you can see. If I go back to here, you can see the color will be based on the patient. So I hope you understood the working of calendar view in Odoo. So if you have any doubts, feedbacks, or suggestions, don't hesitate to share with us over the email, that is odoomates@gmail.com, and feel free to connect us in social medias like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you like the video, please do click the like button and subscribe the channel and share a comment and support us. So that's all for this video. Have a nice day. Thank you.